Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. When you get denied either your service connection or you get denied a specific percentage that you were seeking when you filed your claim, the question then becomes, what's the next step? Do I do a higher level review? Do I submit additional evidence as a supplemental claim? Or do I push it as an appeal? And oh, by the way, appeals can take a while. So what do you do, right? Well, that's what I'm going to talk about here. Hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it, and we'll jump into it. So, number one, if you know absolutely without a doubt that you supplied the evidence needed to warrant whatever the result was that you were seeking, then just do a higher level review. Check the box on there that states that you want to have an informal conference. Person from the VA will reach out to you. You can have that discussion, point them in the right direction of the information that you supplied, and hopefully that moves the needle. Now, if you're not 100% sure if you've supplied the information needed or enough evidence to get that needle to move, then go get more evidence and file a supplemental claim. Now, if you're really, in my personal opinion, if you've done those two things, now the board is really the only option. There's, in my opinion, again, there's not really a reason to go straight to the board, even though that's an option, and you can, if you feel that that's the necessary move, you can go directly to the Board of Veterans Appeals, but not my suggestion. I don't think that that's the best route, but that's just me. So if you've exhausted the first two, higher level review, supplemental claim, either both or just the supplemental, then you're going to need to move to the Board of Appeals. Well, how long do VA disability appeals take? There's a subsection of an article that I had already covered that I'm going to cover here now that talks about that. So I want to see what they say, and we'll go from there. So this article came out when? Not that long ago. I want to say it was... There you go. The end of June of 2024. June 30th, 2024, and sharing this with you here today. And it states here, how long do VA disability appeals take? The time frame for resolving a VA disability appeal can vary significantly depending on the specific circumstances of the case and the type of appeal filed. Generally, the Veterans Benefits Administration takes about 12 to 18 months to review appeals and make a decision. Now I'm going to stop there. What's the decision they can make? It's more than two. Okay, it's not just yes or no, which is approve, deny, right? There's also remand, which is send it back to the VA and make the VA do some more work to make a fully, logical decision, right? They need more information. So just so you know, there's more than one. There's more than two results that can come. There's three. Remands are a win, by the way. So moving on. However, if you request a review from a veterans law judge at the Board of Veterans Appeals, the process can extend to 5 to 7 years before a final decision is reached. Whew, that's long. It's important to note that the VA processes appeals in the order they are received. Therefore, filing an appeal promptly can potentially shorten your time frame. Given the complexity and length of the appeals process, many veterans find it beneficial to consult with a veterans disability lawyer. Now, not everybody does, but it could be advantageous to have that discussion with your with a disability attorney that deals with veteran stuff. If the Board of Veterans Appeals denies you, you do have another shot still. And that other shot is you can then appeal that decision from the Board of Veterans Appeals to the U.S. Court of Appeals for Veterans Claims. It's kind of like a lower court and a higher court is kind of how I think about it, right? First it goes to the board, and then it can go to the U.S. court. So moving on. So it says here, given the complexity Again, you should maybe consult with a VA disability lawyer. If you don't, I mean, it's whatever. It's up to you whether you do or not. And if they deny you, you have that next shot. And at that point, I would highly suggest working with a lawyer. Moving on, an experienced attorney can help you navigate the appeals process, gather necessary evidence, and present a compelling case to increase the likelihood of a favorable outcome. Which is important because at the end of the day, you're trying to get this thing approved. Now, this is from the article. I'm going to bounce over to the website for the Board of Veterans' Appeals and see what information they have there for you. All right, so some additional information here. It says that the Board of Veterans' Appeals aims to issue decisions on a case within 550 days for or 1.5 years. However, the actual time frame can vary depending on several factors, including the type of claim and whether a hearing is requested. Informal claim typically takes 9 to 12 months. A formal claim takes 18 to 24 months. And a hearing with new evidence can be submitted at the hearing or within 90 days after. Now, the interesting part here is it goes on and it says here that again, the Veterans Benefits Administration usually takes 12 to 18 months to review appeals and decide whether to grant some or all of the appeal. When you request a review from a veterans law judge at the Board of Veterans' Appeals, it could take 5 to 7 years for you to get a decision. And that is on the va.gov site as well. Here's the thing, is that the VBA does have goals, right? Their goal for a direct review, which is with no additional evidence, right? You cannot submit new evidence on a direct review with the board, is they want to try to give you that decision within 1 year. That's their goal. Evidence submission is the 1.5 years, so you're submitting additional evidence. If you want to actually have a hearing, that means you're there either virtually or with or in person with the judge, right? Face to face ish, right? That's the one that can take years. Their goal is to do that within 2 years. Here's the important piece. Going through this process, whether from the original Veterans Affairs denial or lowballing your rating, as long as you file your, let's just walk it through. You do your higher level review within a year, they deny you again. You file your supplemental claim within a year, they deny you again. You push it to the Board of Veterans Appeal, or the Board of Veterans Appeals. Then you do that within a year. Then if they approve you, great, you get back paid all the way back to your original file date or your intent to file date if you filed an intent to file. So this is a very important process to stay on top of and make sure that you don't break any of the time frames. So with that, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.